Well, hello, Groovers. Hopefully, a Groover will join me at some point. It's Friday night here in Australia. It's quite late for me to be live. Hey, Emily. Part of my going live is curiosity to see who's around at this hour. Hello, Mandy Hall. How are you? Hello, Val. Well, people are here and chatting. This is awesome. How's everyone doing? I'd cam up, but I'm actually in my pajamas, and I don't think any of you need to see that. Although they're my favorite ones. They're super cute. The little skinny leg, navy blue and white sort of horizontal stripes with little red cuffs. But one of the best things about them, they've got pockets. So I don't really know what we're going to chat about, but I feel like everybody needs to chat. Hey, Anya, good to see you again. Hey, Planet Sunshine. This is fun. I've had a bit of a break from YouTube, not deliberately. I've just been on leave and doing lots of leave type things, catching up with people and lots of dinners and birthdays. I've got a lot of friends who have birthdays in August, friends and family. So there's been a lot going on. And I had a dental, well, not surgery, but I had a fang attended to yesterday. So I was speaking like this. Oh my God, happy cubed. Haven't seen you in a long time, Groover. How are you doing? 1 p.m. in the UK, Mandy Hall, just having lunch. Yeah, I seem to always go live when most people are asleep. That's, probably the worst thing you can do on YouTube, I think, is choose to go live when nobody's awake. You're waiting for your 2 grand dogs to get here until Monday. 2 German Shepherds. You will be busy, but they are fun. They're beautiful dogs. What are their names, Val? I like it when people say they have grand dogs, grand cats, grand fur babies. Oh, the celebrations, not the dentist. Yeah, I saw your comment. Sounds like fun. I was thinking, not the fang thing. Armchair detective problem. Did I get the recipe? Which recipe? Hey, you sweet, precious, lovely thing. Oh, thank you, Happy Cubed. Did I get the recipe? What recipe? Armchair detective problem. Hi, Serenity B. Well, this might be a good time to go live. I'm usually quite happy to be sort of winding down for the night right about now, getting into bed, maybe reading my book. Oh, KFC, the secret recipe? No. I do have a recipe somewhere, though, for quail. And it tastes remarkably like KFC. So we call it Kentucky Fried Quail. I don't make it very often. Quail are a nuisance, really. I mean, they're tiny. You don't get a lot of flesh. They're a pain in the bum to eat. But I do have a recipe for quail that tastes a bit like KFC. What an interesting gathering. Good to see you, Groovers. I was curious just to see if anyone would even join me. And yet here you all are. Now, the elephant in the room. Okay, YouTube. I was in Stella's live earlier tonight, and he was kind of doing what I've been trying to do with my channel for 3 years, which is just offer people a place to come and have some laughs and listen to some music and hang out, do some cooking, go for walks on the beach, just chilling. Hello, Blue. Partly here listening and doing other things. Well, the part of you that's here, g'day. Ruth, how could you go? Hello, Ruth. How could you go live when I'm on a Zoom bead club lesson? Don't tell the teacher. I won't. You can learn from watching things. Thank you, Happy Cube. Big love right back at you. Planet Sunshine. Yes, Tori does mean chicken in Japanese. It's also the name for, you know, when you see like there's sort of the stereotypical Japanese bridges, the red bridges. Oh, gates, sorry, not bridges. It's late. God only knows what I'm going to be like on this live. Hello, Scout Inquirer. Scout's more excited to see Happy Cubed and Mandy Hall. You're pissy today. You wanted answers, nothing. Do you mean what you're chatting about in Stella's, Anya? All right, so we can't tell Ruth's teacher that she's muted Zoom to hang out here for a little while. But gee whiz. I don't know if Americans know about the gee whiz, but it was a ride at like regattas and fairs, sometimes called the gee whizzer. But that's really all I can say about YouTube. I've got that song Bass, How Low Can You Go, stuck in my head. And I think it's been stuck in my head for the last couple of years. I've been frolicking on YouTube. And I just keep thinking, well, this is the lowest of the lows. And then another low happens. And I don't know about you guys, but is it possible that we can make YouTube a shrine of positivity in a sea of turds? Am I being still too optimistic? I mean, my channel didn't grow at an exponential rate because I was going live every 5 minutes bitching about people, and I was fine with that. I love the community that we've got here. But holy fuck balls. It kind of used to be almost like a reality TV show with the occasional train wreck that you didn't want to miss, you know, like it was addictive. Now it's just like a big pile of swill. Anya, I don't know, with your brother, it's a very sad story, but you will get a lot of love here. I don't think there's any answers. I've just had another friend of mine die only like a week and a half ago, which is just getting ridiculous. Another girl that was younger than me. And I just don't think a lot of things make sense in life. And unfortunately, young people, especially dying, is one that there is no answer. Even my friend Cherie, whose funeral was about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. I mean, she was 36 with 2 little kids. And it was one of those funerals where normally there's some platitudes or things that you can kind of say to make people have a bit of a smile through their tears and feel better. But Cherie's funeral, there was just nothing you could say. It was just senseless and sad, tragic. I wish I could give you an answer, Anya, but I don't have one. Planet Sunshine. Well, I don't know what community I'm talking about because I kind of floated around all kinds of communities, really. I mean, I'm now hanging out in a whole heap of completely different communities that I'm finding are so much fun. But I also know that a lot of us met because of the true crime community. There's the sort of drama community crossover. And so I think, you know, a lot of us are kind of just have got a little bit lost with it all. Oh, thank you, everyone. Look, it's just that sort of a year, you know, like I've just had one of those years. I really started when Being There died in December, and it kind of hasn't stopped. Pardon me. I was hoping I'd get a bit of a break from it, but it's part of life. And especially when you get older and I've lived in different places in Australia and in other parts of the world and had a few different careers, and, you know, we're just kind of getting in that age group where a lot more people are carking it than when we were younger. And you don't have to hide. Grief doesn't have a time limit at all. And if people tell you that, they're wrong. My mum died 21 years ago, and I still miss her. Still. Incredibly. And I still grieve for her. Like, it doesn't go away. Mother's Day every year. It's like, if anyone I know who's got a mum complains about, we took our mum out to lunch and we bought her these presents and she didn't seem to like it. I'm like, well, at least you got to have lunch with your mum, Doesn't go away. There's no time limit. Have I got a rogue mod? Or are we talking about something completely different here? What have I missed? What have I missed? A rogue mod. Or she's... Here we go. See, some good news. Let's talk good news. There's no point going into any great detail about what's been going on because, what can you say? What can you say? There's plenty of people talking about it and, it's just very easy to say, okay, that's it, I'm done. And I don't ever want to have a huge channel, but if this channel is a place where we can just come and, I don't know, just be reasonable and decent with each other, then I'll be proud of it, If I don't end up going down the road of doom that so many people are going down. It had to I always thought it would all implode one day, but it just seems to snowball and gather momentum. And the problem is there's people that just seem to go along with it and don't question things or point out that things are shitty. Like in our real lives, if we've got friends and family who do or say something shitty to us, we tell them that they've done something shitty. Doesn't mean we don't still care about them. But on YouTube, it's this world of absolutes that I've never managed to understand. Like, all power to the people who do call out shitty behavior to creators they're fond of. You should do it more. But fuck, it's bizarre how many hundreds and hundreds of people don't. Is that how they function when YouTube isn't live and there's nothing to watch on YouTube? Is that how they function in their real world? So bizarre. Exactly. We've got a safe place to talk. Well, I don't know how safe it is, but, we've... nothing's safe on the internet, is it? But it's a good place to hang out, and if people have things they want to chat about, I'm even happy to drop a link if anyone wants to join me. I can check backstage and make sure nobody's going to show me their doodle. What was said by Perplexed really hit home. I'm going kayaking. I can cry in the water and no one sees. That's a bit like me with the beach, Anya. Just go to a place and there's nothing wrong with crying. It's good for us. And yeah, not a fan of what Laura said at all. Kind of dragged my jaw on the floor. Certainly got a lot of people talking, and rightly so. I don't know. I've always believed that humility goes a long way. We all do and say stupid, fucked up things from time to time. And hopefully when we do that, we recognize it and we learn from it and we make a point of never doing it again. That's kind of how you evolve as a human being. But she's not the only one who does and says hideous things and then doesn't show any humility. There's certainly a heap of them. But that was a pretty fucking bad thing to say. And yeah, lots of channels are covering that. But I was pretty disappointed and I was horrified, actually. Disappointed too lame a word. Not safe if you have a rogue mod. Anya, you haven't brought the chat down. You're a very valued member of this channel, like everyone who pops in and people who are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, everybody matters here. Thank you, Scout. I think Sunny's confused about what's going on. She's kind of like thinking, hang on, we're normally getting ready to read a book. Did you see my last post? Do you mean in chat, Val? Oh, your 24th wedding anniversary. Oh, cute, in your camper. The Grand Canyon of the East. I've never heard of Letchworth. But the Grand Canyon of the East, that sounds pretty good. And congratulations on your 24th wedding anniversary. That's massive. Good work. I think you're happy cubed. Where have you been, though, Groover? I haven't seen you forever. I think I read that earlier. Sorry, now I've got to scroll back down. Down. Sunny girl. Yeah, she's a... Love you too, Anya. And we chat about everything here. Like, that's the whole point of this channel is people chat. And, you know, we don't always all have great things going on. Just bouncing around a bit and saying g'day to a few people. But yeah, whatever goes. I'll give Sunny many head scratches. When she's in the mood, she tells me when she gets head scratches. Bless her. She's a hoot. She's batshit crazy though. She's always had the zoomies, like ever since she arrived here. But now, like, she's kind of, whenever she needs to move from one spot to another, she can't just walk. She's got to, like, run as fast as she can. Like, she sprints everywhere. I've never known a cat like her. Like, it's like she is permanently got the zoomies. She's permanently got the zoomies when she's moving. Even if she's only going to move, like, 3 meters. Her little back legs start winding up, and you can almost, like, hear this sort of on the floor, and then shoom, and she shoots, and it's unbelievable. She's fast, and then she just freezes and does whatever she's doing, and it's kind of unusual. Hello, Thingamajig. Just got here, Groover. Good to see you. Hopefully you haven't said anything I cannot understand quickly. No, just kind of saying hi to people and chatting, because I don't normally go live at this time. I was just like, let's see if anyone's around. We've been, you know, chatting and talking about things on YouTube and things in our real lives and wedding anniversaries and babysitting dogs and giving Anya lots of love and just, you know, we're just hanging. Completely loopy. Hello, beautiful. Well, hi there. Welcome to the channel. Anya, have a beautiful time kayaking and enjoy the serenity. Thank you for running your chat with dignity, class, and a little bit of us. Love you. Thank you for sharing that. Anytime, Anya, you know that. And I know you'll feel better after you've had a little kayak and have a big ball, like, just get it out. I mean, I'm not saying get over it. I'm saying just let it all out now that you're in that headspace. It's the best thing you can do. Someone told me when my mum died that you just do, and it's advice I've passed on to my friends when they're grieving as well. However you're feeling is the right way to be feeling. So if you feel like bawling your eyes out, you do it. If you want to punch a wall, maybe don't punch a wall because you might break your knuckles. But if you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to dance, dance. Like you just do whatever. Go where the wind blows you. Be like there's a Japanese saying about grief that you're like a reed in a pond and you just go wherever the wind blows you. You're still grounded because you're a reed. You got roots down in the mud, but you just let the wind take you wherever it goes and you just go with it. Sunny's keeping me young and fit. Well, I don't know about the young. God, there's nothing like going to the dentist to be reminded of how old you are. Oh, yeah. Yeah. First time I've been to the dentist, and we had a frank discussion about the reality of getting older and receding gums, and you know, it's the first conversation I've ever had with a dentist where the words implants were used about my face, my mouth. Not immediately, but, you know, ultimately, or even dentures. I was like, no, I can't have this conversation yet. I'm still 9.5 years old. Pisshead Greg, who are these people? G'day, Tracy. Who's Tracy? Who's Tracy, Pisshead Greg? Is there a Tracy in the chat? What am I missing? G'day, Tracy. Well, hi, Pisshead Greg. Maybe you've had a few too many bevies and Tracy. Love you too, Anya. And screaming's good too, mate. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Better out than in as well. So anybody been watching anybody cool on YouTube lately? I've been watching some fantastic channels. I've got some new channels that I'm addicted to now, and they're just fun and great creators that just crack up and just look for the good in all sorts of things, and chatting with people I haven't chatted with before, and thoroughly enjoying it. Hopefully I have a fabulous dentist. The dentist yesterday, I had to get a porcelain cap. And God, hasn't technology come a long way with dental? Like to go in there and they just do this little scan thing around your fang. And then they draw little lines on when they've got the scanned picture up on the screen, they draw little lines and then hit send, and it creates the porcelain cap to put on your tooth. All done and dusted in under half an hour. $260. Thank you very much. See you later. Unbelievable. Remember back in the olden days when you'd go to your dentist and they'd be like, oh, you're going to need such and such, and they'd have to like send it off somewhere to be made, and you know, you'd get like say for your mouth guard at school, and they'd like call you up and they go, your mouth guard's arrived, come in for a fitting, you know, weeks later. Now they can create a porcelain cap for your tooth while you're sitting there in the chair watching SBS Food. It's amazing. There was a cooking show about they were cooking like the way Vikings cooked, and it was over, like my tooth was fixed before the show was over. Go all night. Is that Peter Brady as your little icon? You think it was an autocorrect issue? Scout could be. Completely loopy. Oh, I've been here before. Really? I don't remember the name, which is bizarre because that would be one to remember. I'm addicted to baking channels and I'm learning how to make homemade glow stone. Oh, yum. Well, let us know when you find out, Scout. Yeah, there's nobody cool in the drama community. You fucking weirdo. What up? Oh, shit. Yeah, the drama community. No, there's nobody cool. It's just a joke now. Like, well, it's not actually a joke. It's really bad. I wish it was a joke. It's beyond a joke. Yeah, what's happening with the trolls? I don't know. But I heard a rumor that Rev's channel got like completely, erased. Is that true? Glad he made an appearance at my Firepot Live a few weeks ago and got timed out by Mil after typing out the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters of a 6-letter word that is not cool. Thought the little prick had come in and redeem himself. I was open to it. I was like, show everyone that you can be decent. Nah. You got my address, you fucking weirdo. No. Interesting that they were doing exactly what Rev did. But you're in timeout now. I didn't realise I could do that from StreamYard. Thank you, Val, for sorting that out. But that was exactly what Rev did in my chat, interestingly enough. You fucking weirdo's been timed out as well, blocked as well. I mean, completely loopy. I figured there'd be a few trolls around. Look, I don't mind a troll if they give me a setup for a really smart-assy one-liner back at them, but they're just pathetic. Up your troll game. I should be a funny troll. Sorry, I'm munching ice. I'm enjoying a Bailey's on ice now that my new porcelain tooth isn't reacting to anything. Rev is now non-existent. That's what I heard, so thank you for confirming that. The other is a docs pick. No, it's not FOD. That's oh, come on. No. You're blocked. How boring to come in and just type that word, like seriously. But no, that's not a docs pic of FOD. That's a picture of Peter Brady in his adult years that I think FOD put a wig on it or something, but it's not her. It's Peter Brady. Hello, Michelle P. How are you doing? Are you well? How does this do? Well, look, I think, there's a live thing now on YouTube that used to be really bad. Like the live filter would just show all the gamers that were live. And I was like, I don't want to watch stoned teenagers gaming, or sports or 24-hour news channels. But now when you go into the live filter, literally everyone who's live comes up. I'm good too, Michelle P. Just thought I'd see who's around at this time of night and see how everyone's feeling. And if anyone wants a link, I'm happy to drop it if you want to chat about what's been going on in the communities that brought us all together and that are now in my rearview mirror, where they will stay. I don't even, there was a time where I felt like I've invested time in these channels and, I want to sort of keep an eye on them, even just slightly from a distance, because I want to sort of see what happens. It's like when you're reading a book, you want to get to the last chapter, or if you're watching a TV show, you want to see the last episode. But I really don't give a fuck now. 8 a.m. for you, Val. Have you had your coffee yet? Gotta go, Blue. See ya, gorgeous. Thanks for dropping in. I don't know if the replay will be worth watching, but thank you. I'm a bit wary now. I will find you, Ken TV. No idea what that's all about. How are you tonight? Well, I'm pretty chill. How are you? Seem to be getting visited by all kinds of strangers this evening. Thanks for dropping in, Blue. Okay, Thingamajig wants a link. Let me drop a link. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. A chilled bottle of Baileys. No ice. No, I like the ice. Ice, ice, baby. And the Baileys, I've never kept my Baileys in the fridge, ever. I didn't even know I had it. I just found it, and there I was, pouring myself one at 10:38 p.m. 5:37 a.m. for you, Michelle P. Well, I couldn't go to sleep either, so you might as well hang out here too. This is a gathering of all the insomniacs and random trolls of YouTube tonight. Welcome. Pour yourself a little beverage, whether it be a morning coffee or a late night tipple. Black-hearted, hello. Is that our Blue? Well, it's Blue, but I don't know if it's your Blue. I don't know how many Blues there are, but I mean, she's part of this community, Blue. Yeah, tap the like. Listen to Scout. Scout knows what's going on. But yeah, I don't mind not finding out the end of the book or watching the last episode of this YouTube TV show. I would still like to go live and just offer a place for people to come and hang out, you know, just do stuff. Oh, Planet Sunshine, did you? I've been hanging out. I really want to do some scam baiting again because that is funny. But I'm not getting any requests. In fact, I did get one the other day, and by the time I went to respond, Facebook had already blocked him or her. I mean, I don't know whether it was a male or a female scammer, but I was bummed. I was like, oh, I've got a live one. Let's go. And gone. Good night. I will find you, Ken TV. Thanks for dropping in. Blue Topaz. No, she used to come to my channel like way back, 2018. But yeah, I haven't seen Blue Topaz for years. Well, a couple of years. Hi, Jamie. Me, Jamie. How you doing? Oh, we've got Thingamajig. Hello, lovely.
Hello. I've just got to work out. Hello, sweetheart. I've just got to work out how to put my icon on.
Oh, well, you're showing us your ceiling or something at the moment.
No, it's just all okay. Wait on, hold a sec. Just give me 2 ticks, Tori.
What are your little 3 little dots in the? Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Oh, hello, sweetheart.
Hello, how are you? I was just putting the heater back on. I turned it off because I was thinking I was heading to bed, and I'm like, oh, it's actually got a bit chilly again, so I've just chucked the heating back on.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly warm, is it?
No, but hasn't it been like we've actually had, I think, we were chatting to some friends the other day at lunch. We've had such a beautiful winter. Can't complain.
Beautiful.
Yeah, those 17, the 17-degree days, and
yeah,
it's been lush. And I'm so far away from the mountain that those really, really cold days with snow, it doesn't get cold. Like it's usually about 3 or 4 degrees warmer down where I am. So it's been pretty nice.
3 or 4 degrees. Good on you.
Hey, every degree counts in Tassie. You should know that.
Oh gosh, you're hilarious. We have had a really beautiful winter.
Yes.
But springs when it gets really, really cold and all those frosts and ooh, I don't
And
like
also the
spring.
blossoms, but the blossoms are already out. Like we had that long summer and the trees were sort of going, come on, it's meant to be autumn. We're meant to be changing. The leaves are meant to be changing color and falling off. And then suddenly it was winter and then it went back to summer. And then for about 3 days, trees looked like autumn trees. And now there's blossom out and all the coastal wattles down here are blossoming. And I have, I've got better each year, but I used to have the worst allergic reaction or like the worst hay fever. But yeah, there's blossoms out all over the place. It's like it's not even spring yet.
Yeah, and my rhododendrons are all coming out. So it's a beautiful time of the year.
It is. You don't know me at all. Welcome, gorgeous. Sorry, I always have to sing when You Don't Know Me arrives. I'm a Ben Folds fan. And he did a song called You Don't Know Me. So whenever she arrives, I'm like, you don't know me at all.
I can't see the chat, so I'm awfully sorry.
I'll read out if anyone has specific questions for you. But
thank you.
Your take on the latest and greatest lows of my YouTube experience. Keen to hear your thoughts on them, Thingamajig. Oh, you're dropping in and out a bit. Oh, man, your mic's warped.
I think I'm here. I haven't touched
You're
anything.
sounding better. Yep, it just dropped out for a little while, but that's Tassie for us. The silence. Oh. You need to go to another part of the house where the thingamajig. You got to get into another spot because your reception is bad where you are.
No, reception.
Oh man, I really want to hear your thoughts on this.
Sorry, because I don't
pop out, and then come back in, because at the moment it sounds like you're in Mongolia.
Okay.
Go in the light, Carrie Ann. All right, I'll drop the link again in chat for Thingamajig. But yeah, look, I'll always be grateful that certain channels brought me, like connected me to some gorgeous people who come and hang out here and check in on everyone. And, you know, it's where we all started out. But it's a bit like we all moved to this country. And at the start, we're all just kind of like all hanging out together. And then, you know, a bit like Lord of the Flies, like people just started sort of forming groups and everyone sort of, you know, I mean, I've bounced around. I've watched so many random channels over the last few years, and I've met great people by doing that. But I'm actually dusting off my passport and I'm heading off to another YouTube country. All right, let's see how we go. Aloha. Oh man, it's still bad.
Talk to you on mine.
Oh, you're back. Someone needs to do interpretive dance because I have no clue what you just said at all.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, talk now.
What?
It might be better. Yeah, it's kind of,
Maybe
it's still,
in waves, is it?
I think you need to get a ladder and like put on your warmest clothes and get up on the roof and point your phone in the direction of Mount Wellington. That sucks because I was really keen to hear.
Sounds really good.
Oh, wait, hang on. Speaketh.
Speaketh.
It's
Clean out.
it's kind of dropping in and out like while you're mid-sentence. So we're sort of only getting like bits of words or like every second or third word.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll say later, and I'll leave you. I'll leave you because don't upset your.
Oh, I wanted to have a chat. I don't know why it's not working because you were fine at the start. It just suddenly went really weird. But it's robotic and. But I don't know. Just maybe say a few more.
I love you and leave you because don't want to upset your screen. I don't want to upset anyone. Be my internet connection.
Well, the beauty of every second word dropping out is there's no chance of you upsetting anyone because none of us have got any fucking idea what you're saying. So go for it. Go for it. Go for broke. We'll just do interpretive dance to fill in the gaps.
Lots of things. Go on a tangent when we hear every single word.
Have you got earbuds? Scout's saying, do you have earbuds?
Yeah, no, I won't get any. No, I'm not going to go and get some earbuds because I know it's not going to work any better. It's just a connection, Tori. Look, love you. Take care. And I'll join you when I have a better connection. I'm looking at my phone now, and I've got one tiny little half a bar.
For a moment there, it sounded like you were going to have a bath and then you'd feel better, but I'm sure that is not what you were saying at all. Oh, she's. Who knows what happened there? That's a bugger though, because Thingamajig's probably got a lot more things to say than I do. Hang on a sec, Grievous. I'm just going to get my lip balm. But yeah, I feel like YouTube's got to a point where people, I don't know if it's intentional, but it feels like people feel like they've got to say shocking things to get attention and views, or they've got to cover a case that everyone else is covering because those cases get lots of views. Like, it just feels so contrived. And yeah, I'm glad those communities brought us all together. But as I now bounce around YouTube in all these other channels and meeting new people and learning stuff and so on, and I'm kind of protective of the channels I'm enjoying at the moment because I like being the lone wolf. I completely lost my train of thought. I was just reading Thingamajig, you wouldn't have upset anyone. Well, I mean, I don't know what you're going to say, but you can say whatever you want, and I'm happy to have a conversation about it. But yeah, this sort of contrived world of YouTube where people have made money just being horrible. Looks like it's imploding. I really want to know if people think it is going to implode. Are people jumping ship? You know, it sounds like a lot of channels still have a lot of supporters, even though what are they offering but just nastiness. And I don't know why so many people are still hanging around those channels. And also, like I was saying earlier, in the real world, anyone that you love and care about, if they're being a bit of a dickhead, you generally say, look, you're being a bit of a dickhead. And I expect my friends and family to say that to me too. And then you go, oh, actually, yeah, you're right. And I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone by being a fuckwit. And then you look at that fuckwitty behavior and acknowledge it wasn't your best moment. And then you learn from that experience and learn that your behavior hurt people. And so you resolve to never do that kind of shitty thing again, right? That's how we evolve as human beings. But it just feels to me for such a long time, so many subscribers enable this sort of shitty behavior. And it's very weird to me because it's just not how the real world is. And these constant absolutes in YouTube land have always bothered me because it's not like, it's a great platform for us all to come on and chat and hang out and do whatever we want. Creative people showing their creative things. But I also bring like my authentic self to this channel, even though you guys don't get all of me, like the totality of me. I bring my authentic self. And that authentic self has flaws, but these channels that are revealing not just flaws, but like massive cracks and weaknesses in their personalities, and people just sit there supporting them and backing them when really someone needs to kick them, like everyone needs to kick them really hard up the clacker, so they might sort of snap out of it and go, actually, you're right, I went too far. But because they're being enabled, there's no humility, there's no acknowledgement they went too far or they fucked up or they said something reprehensible. The enablers make them think they did nothing wrong. And it's like, are you kidding me? And everyone's got their jaws dragging on the floor all the time because of these constant new lows. But worse, there's, you know, for every person dragging their jaw on the floor, there's like 100 people cheering that person on. Let me go back up. I think Thingamajig should try again too, because I'd really like to have a two-way conversation on this topic. Yeah, maybe reboot Thingamajig. Scout's giving lots of handy tips. I sort of hope that it does implode. Yeah, me too, if that's what you mean. You don't know me. Well, I found it entertaining at first after a few rounds of hate trains and he said, she said, I've had enough. Yeah, and that's the beauty of YouTube is that we can go, I'm done. But like I was saying, I mean, I kind of felt a bit invested and there were still people that I cared about in so many different channels chat, you know, and there's sort of that reality that a lot of YouTube channels, and I don't think a lot of creators realize this, but I'm very aware of it on my channel. A lot of channels, the best thing about it is the chat. It's not the creator and what they're saying or doing. It's what's going on in the chat. Some chats are so fun. Well, they used to be. There's still some fun chats around. Or there'd be funny trolls that would just crack you up. Those little sort of gangs of trolls that used to bounce around just to have fun with people. And, you know, it wasn't nasty. And a lot of channels, I didn't really care about the creator that much, but the chat was so much fun. Sometimes I was one of the people trolling in it, in my little gang of cooters. But, you know, we had fun. And I still think to this day, so many creators probably need to eat a bit of humble pie, because not everyone runs to a live because they give a fuck about what the creator's about to talk about. A lot of people run to a live because they've got friends in chat and they know it's a good place to hang out. That's how I feel about it. So sometimes letting go of these shitty creators is hard, because you're actually letting go of a group of people that you've had a lot of fun with for quite a few years. What's the drama about? Seems like a lot of attention seekers. People are changing if they don't agree. They put you down for your own opinion. I almost got in a full-blown fight over vinegar. Yeah, doesn't take much. But hey, if you're going to have a full-blown fight over something, might as well be vinegar. Hello, Gregory Lawler. How you doing, Groover? I would love you to try again, Thingamajig. Did you just say a gang of cooters? Yeah, I was in a troll group called the Cooters. Okay, the suspense. I mean, suspenders. Is this going to work? Will Thingamajig be clear, present, and ready to upset a heap of people? Oh, no. No, it's... Oh, man. Man.
I think it's really bad because it's buffering on my end.
Stay where you are. Stay where you are right now. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, I can. Woo! We can hear you. And it's good that you've arrived, because the Cooters, hello, Mel Barrow. I was the oldest Cooter in town. Well, not literally. But I was one of the OG Cooters. There were only 4 of us at the start. All right, so
hi, Mel.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Mel. There'll be more scam baiting as soon as I find a victim, armchair detective problem. Serenity B, what we're seeing, though, is that certain creators are not learning from disgraceful behavior. Yes, they will implode. There will be huge changes on YouTube. Oh, my God, Mel's arrived. Did someone call the gang of Cooters to action? Mel was hilarious, Thingamajig. When I was a Cooter, she actually started talking about the Cooters, but I didn't tell her I was a Cooter. But I just wanted to go back to Serenity B's comment. I think part of the problem why a lot of creators are not learning from this shitty behavior is because they're not being held to account by anyone. They've got the majority of their supporters aren't calling them out, and the people that go, okay, you've crossed a line now, you've gone too far, they just disappear. They just unsubscribe and move on. Transbasher? Wait a minute, sorry. Transbasher? I'm calling you out? No, I'm timing you out, because that is bullshit. Sorry, I've got a trans goddaughter who is the joy of my life, and I'm not going to have that kind of crap coming into my chat. Sorry, Thingamajig. Let's talk about this.
I was going to say, who are you referring to, Tori? Because there's been lots of things that have happened in the last 24 hours. Some of it is absolutely disgusting behavior that's been on the drama, true crime, whatever you want to call it, community, right? Probably the same community that you and I are in. And there's been some absolutely horrendous stuff that's happened. So,
well, I mean, look, to be honest, there's been horrendous stuff happening on
Do you want
quite
to
a few.
call
Look, I mean,
out?
well, I've already mentioned Laura, but there's been a heap of shitty things happening on a lot of different channels for a very long time, really. It's almost like the who can be the worst Olympics, who can be the most reprehensible Olympics. Like you can put 5 different channels on in a row and hear something that you're like, what the fuck? I mean, I used to get disturbed by how easily creators just called everyone bitches all the time when they were having a conversation, and how they'd scream and yell and bitch and all that. Even that way back when, way back when,
Yeah.
that stuff bothered me. And it's
Yeah.
just continued to get worse and worse and worse. I mean, in a
Yeah.
way, I wish we could rewind back to the days where people just shouting over the top of each other was the worst thing that happened on YouTube, but those days are gone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in the last 24 hours, and I've got to see a little bit of it, there was the huge thing with Laura
Yep.
and unfortunately Negs.
Yep.
And that's like the elephant that's in the room that you and I both know what has gone down and what has transpired, and what are we that if we comment on it, are we going to get ourselves involved in all this drama, or we just don't comment on it and we don't get ourselves involved? But sometimes you have to make a stand.
Yep.
And at this stage, I feel that Laura has done a lot of things that everybody is upset about, whether she has done it knowingly, which I think she has, but this was below the belt. This was it kind of upset everybody. It kind of upset everybody. And unfortunately, when she upset everybody with this little statement, she then became a target. And she's now a target for everyone.
But this is the thing. Like, the second you turn your microphone on YouTube, you are responsible for whatever comes out of your mouth, and the fallout of what comes out of your mouth, you brought it on yourself. And there was something you were going to say about us, whether or not we discuss it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're all observers on YouTube. I consider myself more of a sub than a creator, and we're all observers, and you can still discuss what happens on YouTube without being inflammatory or throwing insults. Like, you can have an adult discussion about why something was really fucked up. And if that makes us targets, then that just shows how low that community is, really. Like, if we become targets because we're simply saying this is fucked up, and there's been so many other things that have happened in the last few years that I've wanted to go live, and today I was toying with whether I discussed it with people or not on YouTube. But the reality is we're all witnessing this stuff, and the things that, I mean, the comment that she made was fucking reprehensible. But the fact that people are actually supporting her and backing that and not calling it out is what gets me. And yes, there's a shitload of people now that are, pardon me, going after her, which is not what I plan to do. I mean, it's very easy just to like not go back, or, if you hear something. I mean, the clip channels put a lot of stuff out there that I don't get involved in because half the time I don't know who they're talking about. But I also think if YouTube was a TV show, which it kind of is.
Yeah, it is.
And we were all addicted to it and watching it, and then we went to work the next day, we'd all be standing around talking about what happened on that show the night before. Why is this any different?
Right. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Because a lot of people don't even watch TV anymore. They just are addicted to YouTube. So
Yeah, yeah, but why? What is it? What is it with this sort of pack mentality that people would rather find a way to sort of say, "Hey, that's okay that you said that," than say, "That's actually really fucked up, and you should apologize for that." Full stop. And I'm not just talking about Laura now. Like what happened today was, well, yesterday, whenever it happened, was fucking terrible. But it's not the first thing that I've felt this way about. There are
oh
plenty of
no,
other channels that have done and said stuff too that I'm just like, I'm horrified by the subscribers that will find a way to defend someone because they like that creator instead of going, nobody's perfect. People fuck up all the time. But on this occasion, that's a massive fuck up and it's not good enough. Why aren't people calling this shit out? Like, yes, Negs is because Negs was specifically discussed. And there are other channels that have also spoken out about it. But why aren't there subscribers, more subscribers, making noise
because
about it in the chat?
unfortunately, have you noticed that if just a simple little sub says something, a creator is going to take their comment, they are going to plaster it all over their channel. And Negs did that today, which is unfortunate for a lot of people. And I don't agree with what he did. I don't
What
agree
happened?
with what Laura did. I don't
What?
agree with what has happened and what she said. I think it's totally horrendous. But
What did
Negs
Neg?
was
Sorry to.
going.
Yeah, what did he do?
Negs had a stream, and then he brought up everyone's comment that didn't exactly agree with him, that was showing support for Laura. And then he went into their channel and then played videos and to get some idea of who that person was. It
Oh,
was just it just all became um sickening, as in. And then they want people to support them, they want subs, but if you're just a simple sub, all of a sudden you're going to have backlash. That's what I felt that everything was overstepped by multiple boundaries.
and that seems to be
Admittedly,
a
some of the
common.
people that he brought up, have got channels, right? I'm not going to name them, but some of them have, like 5 or 6 videos on their platform. They only just do it so they've got something there, so they know that they're not a troll. They can go in and click on it and make sure that, oh, that's who they are, right? But some of the things that happened today on both sides, not saying Laura was absolutely disgusting with her comment. But
Oh,
some of the things
it was
Negs
totally
did
inappropriate
today,
and hideous. But that seems to be the
yeah.
pattern thingamajig. This is the
But some of
problem
the
with
things,
YouTube. It's like one person does something absolutely
yeah,
despicable, and then the next person could simply just say that's despicable, but then there's more mud flung, and then other people start picking up the mud and flinging it. There's no one that just goes, hang on, everyone, stop. This is getting out of hand. Let's pare it back to what happened and discuss why that's fucked up and make a point that this sort of shit won't be tolerated in this community. and that's the end of it. But it's almost, I think there was a comment, You Don't Know Me said, you can't call her out, meaning Laura, because numbers matter to these folks. And I think that clearly seems to be one of the motivators, is that it used to puzzle me why nobody sort of chose to be the better person and just put an end to it. But I think that it's true. I think a lot of these channels rely on this money, and also they need their egos flattered as well, with people rocking up to watch them all the time, that they will do and say whatever the fuck they want. They won't be accountable. They won't be humble and apologize. And it's like they've lost their way. Like it's purely all about the dollar. And as long as the money's rolling in, who gives a fuck what they have to say to get it? You know what I mean? It's
You've just
disturbing.
Everything. Tori, you've just answered everything. Egos, money, views. You just said it in the last 30 seconds. You answered everything. And that's exactly what's happened with this. When YouTube put monetization and memberships, it all became a dollar game. You just answered it.
Yeah. So then the issue then becomes, why is YouTube not enforcing their terms and conditions and allowing this sort of stuff to happen on this platform?
Because YouTube gets a cut of everything, as you would know, even from the ad revenue that you have on your channel, from the donations that come through in your channel, you know that YouTube gets a cut. So this drama community is very small. Imagine a creator that has over 100,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how much they're getting from them. So it's all to do with YouTube gets their cut. Occasionally, the Google moderator will come in and they will take out one comment, and you can't understand what that comment was taken away for.
Yep.
And everyone thinks that, they're monitoring us. And I listened to a stream the other day, and they were going, I think the Google moderator is drunk. And I was thinking, for the comments that were being deleted, I was thinking it was being done not by a person, but by just by a bot, by an automated computer, and it was just deleting comments. So they think that they are now controlling everybody, but no, they don't. YouTube has got a really, really big responsibility for some of the things that go on, but it's too big. This platform is too big for them to monitor anything. It's huge.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, these channels, are small, like you said, in terms of, compared to the big guys. But the big guns on YouTube couldn't get away with this shit because it would be noticed. But I kind of think, why is YouTube tolerating? I mean, maybe they're understaffed and they really have no clue what's going on. But this kind of downward spiral that's been happening for years in this particular part of YouTube, people leave YouTube. It affects how people talk about YouTube out in the real world. Like, it's not good PR for YouTube to allow these communities to keep doing this kind of shit unchecked. And they're not making enough money for it to be worth their reputation being slammed elsewhere. You know, they're up against other social media platforms. Everyone wants a slice of the pie. These little channels are not making YouTube enough money for them to warrant turning a blind eye when it's actually causing a lot of damage to their platform.
Tori,
You,
they don't care.
you think about
this is
you think about sorry.
No, they do not care. They do not care. Am I going in and out again?
No, there's just a tiny delay, which is why I started chatting, but I'll pause.
They do not care, Tori. YouTube do not care. As long as they are getting their money, these creators that are in the community we are in get away with it. That means they can say whatever they like. They can do whatever they like. They don't seem to have much of a kickback unless another creator strikes them. But the foul language, the things they say to one another is just all taken as a Sunday afternoon tea party on some channels. There's no consequences.
They do care about money first and foremost. I mean, all social media platforms do too. You don't know me and thinking me cheek. Like Facebook, I've got a large community on Facebook, and they are constantly filtering through everything that happens in the group. And if we allow a post that meets their community guidelines, but then for some reason they decide it doesn't, if we get like a moderator strike, they've got grounds to shut down this community that's been around for over a decade that I'm gradually migrating over to a website. It's not an active website, but it's just like, just get on that website in case we implode. And yet Facebook's allowing all this other stuff to go on that they don't give a rat's ass about either. Like, there's just not a lot of responsibility taken by the social media platform owners. You know, it is the Wild West. But that being said, it still doesn't explain why all these people continue to give those creators money and join their memberships and support them in their chats. That's a bit I can't, like, I'm not a fan of people, as you know. Like, I do love people. I love good people, but I'm not a fan of a lot of people. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you know, animals are way better than people. But I don't understand, like, I get the money side with YouTube. I don't understand the masses that still go to those channels and support them financially. Like, how? I mean, how? Like,
because it all comes down, it comes down to, you start off with the channel, right? So you watch that channel, you listen to them, you kind of agree with them, you've been with them for a year, and then all of a sudden membership comes in, so you get your membership and then you become loyal to that channel. Unfortunately, your loyalty makes you keep on paying every month, or they think that because they're a member that they're special. I don't know. I really don't know.
no, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. Well, Serenity Bee makes a point. There's so many lonely people that want to make friends, and I know that YouTube is an incredibly good platform, and it provides a place for a lot of people that have been in lockdown a lot, people that are housebound because of illnesses, disabilities. Like, I'm very aware that there are a lot of people that YouTube is their access to the outside world. That's one of the reasons I like going for beach walks and drives and stuff, to sort of make people feel like they're going, you know, they're walking along the beach next to me and we're having a chat. You know, that's why I do them. And I understand that, but it's also, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of reminding me a bit of why people fall for these scammers that I scam bait. They want to believe it's true, and they give scammers, hundreds of thousands of dollars, way more than they give people on YouTube. But I still don't understand why even a lonely person that desperately wants friends, why they lose any kind of judgment when it comes to the things that people say and do on here.
I don't think they actually lose their integrity or anything like that. I think some people, if it takes $3 to be a member for that channel creator for a month, right? Their name comes up in green. They feel a little bit special. And all of a sudden their name is called out a little bit more by the creator. They feel a little bit more special. And you and I are Australian, right? We're not like in America where there's, millions of people. And all of a sudden their name is called out by someone that they're listening to on their iPad, phone, whatever, or their computer, and they feel a little bit special. And that's what I think it all has to do with. I think it all comes down to when your teenagers are younger, and we used to say to them, get off your phone. But they were all interested in the likes that they were getting from social media.
Yeah.
This is the same thing.
Yep.
It's adults now getting likes on social media, and they're feeding off those likes. They get up of a morning, and I've heard it. I don't know how many times I've heard it. They get up, they pick up their phone, and the first thing they do is look at social media. And I think, oh my God, can't you do something else?
I need to go to the loo, feed my cat, and make a coffee before I can do anything. I have, overnight bladder. Yeah, well, that's a really valid. It's a valid point, but the thing is, okay, like, yes, I get all of that, because I mean, when I did breakfast radio, people used to love shout outs from us as well. All of that makes perfect sense. But you also see creators where there is a member who does speak up and say, hang on there, Bucky, that's not good. How quickly the creator turns on them and abuses the fuck out of them and boots them out. So it creates, I guess, a lot of fear in people that they will toe the line rather than speak up, because they know how quickly someone will get the boot if they do speak up. But just the fact that they don't go, holy shit, the creator would do the same thing to me if I said that wasn't very cool, is surprising to me. Like, that they still choose to give money and support rather than go, actually, I could use that $3 for another channel that's trying to get up and running. Or I don't know. I know you can't buy much for $3 anymore. But when you see a creator flip so quickly on members and Patreon, ex-Patreons and all that sort of stuff, why do they think they're not going to be potentially the next one in the line that happens to?
But yeah, you've got valid points. But think about this, Tori. Everyone can afford $3. Everyone can afford $2, $5 a month, right? So you sign up $5 for the month. But the thing is, you need like 100 people to give you $5 a month.
Yep.
So that's where the click is, right? most people can afford $5, $3, $2, $1, whatever it is, to become a part of their membership. And it'll just go off your, your credit that you have within your phone or your iPad or in your computer, right? And it just goes off, right? And it's just paid automatically.
Yeah.
So that's what they rely on. It's not that it's a huge amount of money that any one person is paying. It's when it becomes like 100 people, 200 people are paying that.
Yep.
That's when you get the dollars. That's when it becomes an issue for other creators start attacking one another because of the dollar value. And as soon as this this so-called membership and become a member and support my channel, when this all came in, this is when everything started to go absolutely haywire.
Yeah, I agree.
And everything started to go lower, and the digs were lower. What they were saying about one another was lower than low. And when Laura said that to Negs, it was like, well, okay, that's one of the low ones. But I have heard so many people on this platform say some of the most disgusting things that I can never understand why people are paying a membership when they can just sit in the channel. They don't have to support them. They don't have to give them money, and it won't come out of their, their iTunes or whatever. Won't come out of their iTunes every month. They can just sit and listen to this crap for free.
Yeah, it's financial abuse.
Unbelievable.
It's financial abuse. And there's this sort of fear instilled in people if they speak up that they're going to be publicly humiliated, because the subs and members see that. They see it happening all the time. And then there are other creators that don't like that creator who are vocal about the subscribers and criticize them and comment on how can people be members for that channel and so on. So they're kind of copying it from afar as well. And it's pretty fucked up. And I agree, the membership thing did make a massive change to YouTube. I mean, I've thought for a brief moment I was going to create a membership that promised nothing. I was going to go, it's Piss Week membership, it's $1, you get absolutely nothing except your name is green and I'll give you a daggy looking emoji. I was going to deliberately do the worst membership possible, because the other thing that is really fucked up about the memberships is the creators can do those members only chats.
Yes.
And people essentially have to pay if they want to participate in. I mean, sorry, but I think that's a terrible feature. And as a subscriber to a channel that has members only chats, I'd be out of that channel in a heartbeat, because like you said, I mean, we can go to channels and be part of it if we want to chat or just listen. You don't have to pay. But that members only feature is pretty fucked up as well, I think. And a lot of people, I think, join memberships because you can change your videos to members only. So if people want to watch a replay, they've got to be a member to watch it. And I think it's financial abuse.
Have you noticed lately? That they'll even put their members only chats back up for everybody to be able to set it for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and then all of a sudden it's back up on public view. So what is a member actually getting that is actually private? There is some channels that do that all the time. So look, some people have got money. So be it. They want to pay out money to go to all these different creators. They want to spend their money and support that creator. Kudos to you. But as far as I'm concerned, it was the money factor that changed YouTube.
Money
And
changes
it made
everything.
people, yeah.
Just quoted Cyndi Lauper
no.
there to show you what a groover I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shitty state of affairs. So the question is, where to from here? Like for me, if it wasn't for the clip channels, I'd be clueless.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I've
Oh, yeah,
invested over
they're
3
good.
years of my life in a lot of random units on YouTube. And I kind of had this commitment to stick with them to see what happens. But I've got to the point where it's like, just put them in the rearview mirror and drive away. Thank you, Eddie Vedder. Because it does impact people, the toxicity and the negativity and this screaming and yelling and the lows and all the rest of it. So many people are affected by things that creators say, and they've really got no recourse or no opportunity to voice it, like you said earlier, for fear of being pursued or harassed because they spoke up. And it makes me feel sick knowing that there's a heap of people on this planet who are possibly dealing with all kinds of mental illnesses, depression, you name it, because of YouTube and other social media platforms. YouTube's not
but
unique.
It comes back to curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity is what keeps people here. So because I joined up years ago with the Chris Watts case, believe it or not, unbelievable. But that's 3 years ago.
To the day. To the day.
That keeps you here. Yeah.
It's the 13th of August. Yeah. So here we are on the 3rd year anniversary. It's brought all kinds of interesting people together. I personally, for the most part, have had a really good time on YouTube. I've learned that I underestimated the goodness in people a long time ago. My foray into YouTube at the start was pretty horrific, and it's kind of remarkable that I'm even still here after what the first 6 months of my time on YouTube were actually like. I mean, I've been, targeted because of a group that I was in and a channel that I was in and a person that I moderated for, and had all my public information put out there back before anyone really got fucked off about doxing. Our full names were out there for everyone to see day after day after day in these little videos that kept going up of private conversations. So it's kind of amazing that I'm still here. But I've also met people who I get a lot of joy in seeing them popping into my chat, or if I go into another chat and someone's in there that I'm fond of, it's lovely to see them. I get the social aspect of it. It was a really great platform last year for so many people in lockdown and quarantine and self-isolation. It certainly does give people a window to the world. But it's a constant, it's like the scales of justice. It's just constantly not quite balanced. There isn't that sort of happy medium, like just when you think you're kind of cruising along and everything's fine, bang, something else happens. And I just can't believe how these things that keep happening are just getting worse and worse and worse. And how many channels have emerged that have done nothing but continue that abhorrent behavior.
Are you talking about channels that emerge that are clip channels, or channels that emerge that are doing a commentary on another channel?
No, I'm talking channels that just seem to be all about slamming people, and they grow very quickly overnight and monetize very quickly, but all they do is rip other people on YouTube to shreds over and over and over.
Well, I think that's just about the Kramer community. That's all that happens. They just rip one another to shreds continually.
Yep, and more people join, or come along, and
disgusted.
it is disgusting, and it's also tedious. Like, it's the disgusting part of it is over the top, but it's just so tedious and
repetitive.
It's so mean. It's mean, and imagine if we ended up on a desert island. Like, everyone can just put in their own minds who they think the 10 worst or 5 worst YouTube creators are that they're aware of. Imagine if you got dropped on a desert island with those 5 people. Do you think they would all be like they are online, offline? Or do you think you'd actually have a great time with them? Because I'm thinking the former. I think it would be my worst nightmare, and I would jump in the ocean and beg a shark to come and eat me slowly, bit by bit, to make me feel better.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know a single person in my real life who is like some of the people I've encountered in my YouTube travels. And I'm not just talking creators. There's some pretty bloody dodgy subs out there too.
Oh, how dare you say that, Tori?
There are. There's some subs that just seem to thrive on being antagonists.
Yes,
asshole.
Yes, I know.
I've got a new because I've quit smoking, I've got a vape, but now I feel like I sound like all those YouTube creators that are like, can you hear it?
No, not really.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, is that good on you?
It doesn't do the half of them, their vapes sound like they're sucking on a bong.
It usually sounds like something like that when they're doing it.
This is just like a little disposable one that's $10. I'm hoping I'll stop even vaping before it runs out. It's got like 600 puffs, but it's really yummy.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't have any nicotine in it.
Oh, well, there you go. Where did you get it from?
Smokes and Guns.
Oh, okay. Then you go. Good on you.
My favourite shop in Sorrel, Smokes and Guns.
Okay.
Now, what's going on over there?
I didn't think they had vapes here in Tassie.
Yes, they do. And guess what? We've also got heating, the internet, and underwear.
Oh, okay. Then we've got underwear. I'm glad we've got underwear.
It's of no benefit to me, but this disposable $10 vape is hitting the spot. Okay. Now, you did get some nice comments in chat earlier that have kind of flown by now, but
oh, sorry, I can't see chat. I'm sorry.
People were saying they agreed with what you were saying earlier, and I can't remember what it was. Well, it was when we were critiquing the reality of the YouTube world and memberships and money and so on. You don't know me. Smokes and guns sound like something we'd have here. Well, interestingly, it is a gun shop, but in Australia, it's incredibly hard to get a gun. But I live in a semi-rural area, and farmers are allowed to have guns, so they can shoot roos.
Don't say that, Tori. Please don't say that.
I'm making a video. Speaking of subs being twats, there were subs in a chat one day going, "Can you believe in Australia they eat kangaroos?" And the other person was like, "Oh my God, that's disgusting." They're like, yeah, they call it culling. And they were both like bitching about how fucking horrible we are that we eat kangaroo. And I'm going to do a video explaining why.
Understand that it's sold in supermarkets? It's sold in supermarkets. Wallaby steaks, kangaroo steaks.
Yeah,
kangaroo
and
mince.
Great food for the dogs on the farms. Everything gets used. They are a pest. I mean, well, they're not a pest, but it's in plague proportions now. And the thing is, they eat the grass and the food for the sheep and the cattle, which is the livelihood of the farmers. So many Australian farms have gone under. The suicide rates of men in farming populations in Australia is horrific. And we use up all of the roo. They even use the skins for leather. And they even make little purses out of the scrotum.
Oh, yes, I've seen them at the tourist places at the airport. Those little shops, But I don't think they understand here in Australia that the kangaroo, the wallaby, and anything that jumps around on two legs, it's just like over there where they have their native animals that get out of control.
I know. And I feel like saying, well, are you about to sit down to a lamb dinner? Are you wearing leather shoes? Have you got your little mink coat on? I mean, look, it is pretty unique of Australians that we eat both of the animals on our coat of arms. That is kind of interesting.
Yes,
it is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But
Tori, if they saw the roadkill,
I know.
every day, if they saw the roadkill, they would be horrified. How many wallabies, kangaroos, possums are killed overnight just by accidental hitting a car. And no one tries to hit anything. It just jumps out in front of you.
Well, it's also, you're better off. It's as horrible as this might sound, and I'm sure there'll be people in chat going, "Oh my God, Australians deliberately run over their native wildlife." But we're actually taught to not swerve because people who've swerved to avoid hitting a wombat or a kangaroo have ended up slamming into a tree and killing themselves. So the rule of thumb is drive straight over the top. It's kind of unfortunate, but
And then you just have the couple of $1,000 that you have to have in repairs to your bumper bar and your lights every time it happens.
And a kangaroo going through your windscreen is not fun.
No, I've had it happen, Tori, and it costs me a couple of $1,000 because all of a sudden there was, the front lights went out and everything else, and but you don't mean to hit them. Unfortunately, there is that much wildlife down here, and we have that much, unfortunately, tragedies with the wildlife because they're just jumping around across the road when you're driving along.
Bouncing all over the place. You don't know me saying deers are huge, and yeah, in America, deer are huge. They will total your car. Mel hit a roo a couple of years ago, and the roo got back up and gave me the stink eye and hopped off. My bonnet wasn't as good. And then Ruth saying no swerving here in the UK either. The Bambis do expensive damage, but still better than dying hitting a tree. Oh, poor old Stop Animal Cruelty. She's blocking her. All right, we'll move on. I know Scout's got the problem with this. Yeah,
Sorry.
they do jump out. Like, I
Sorry,
know that
Animal
Louis C.K. had a
Cruelty.
massive fall. Hey?
I just said, sorry, Animal Cruelty. I know she's into animals and she loves all her animals.
Very much. We do it, but I do too. But the reality
I don't try
is,
to hit them. They just
No.
jump out in front of me.
it's just part of, we're sharing the planet with critters. People step on ants every day and kill them and don't spare a thought for that poor little squashed insect under their shoe. But let's move on. Let's go back to the horrible people of YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a less offensive topic. I don't even know what to call this stream. That's why I called it What in the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like, help me with a name, guys. What can I change the title of my live
I
to?
think that's a really good. No, that's great. You've done a really great
I'll
job
follow-
with your title. Leave it.
I'll put what in.
Leave it. Leave it.
I've
Don't
just changed
change
it to what
it.
no, I've
You've
just
done a
put what in the
really good
Kentucky
job.
Fried I've just put what in the Kentucky Fried Chicken is going on with YouTube. Just added. But I did like my little what the duck
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, it's not letting me change it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is deep fried. You realize? Deep fried. Everyone around here is deep frying everything.
Poor Mel, the roo that bounced off her bonnet was a huge bastard. We're trying to stop for poor little the fuckery is real fun. It sure is. Louis C.K. had a fall from grace. He's one of my favourite comedians. I can still admire his work and not think he's that great a guy. But he did a fabulous routine about deer. But I'll move on. This deer threw. He swears to God this deer threw, like he came around a corner and there's a deer on the road and he stopped to avoid hitting it, and he reckons this deer deliberately threw itself on his car. But anyway, back to the fuckery of YouTube. So, I was in Stella's live earlier, and Stella's a little bit of an idealist like me, thinking, we can all just do sweet, happy, positive little lives, and it'll, it's contagious and it'll spread all over YouTube. But the reality is, if I was up here saying fucking bitch and naming a creator, I'd have 1,800 people watching me, or maybe 180, not 18. Like, how much sprinkling of love dust is really going to make a difference? I still want to keep my channel going and have a place to hang out, but I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can fix this. Do we just shut the door and pretend we never went in there in the first place?
Okay, so you were in Stella's live, right?
Yeah.
And you were giving support to Stella, right? Which is fine. I've got no problems with Stella. Never have, never will. Probably. The thing is, once you start going into their lives, you become, how can I say this? When you go into their lives, you kind of are then supporting them. And because Stella's going up against Randy, Stella's going up against Wendy, Stella's going up against Savage, Stella's going up against a lot of people at the moment because of his beliefs and how he stands as a true person, and he has got convictions that he believes in, right? And I believe some of the stuff that Stella says is absolutely spot on. You know, the guy is so spot on in some of the things he says. But then other people will pick him apart for his beliefs, right? And they will say that Stella uses money to get his support, blah, 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 blah. There's always someone negative that's going to come in and say something against someone. That's what I hate about this community. It doesn't matter if you are really, you support someone, you believe them, they are saying absolutely everything that you believe in. There's going to be, and I hate saying other side, but that's what happens. They come in and they just pick and pick and pick and pick and degrade and degrade everything that they say.
Okay, but let me just say, firstly, there's a lot of stuff that Stella said tonight that I don't agree with because it was religious and I'm not. Secondly, he was playing some music and I was like, this is actually some cool tunes. And thirdly, my only experience with Stella was a couple of times, and I don't know how or why he even found my channel, but a couple of times he came into my chat. And the really funny thing was, the 3 times he came into my chat was right when I said cunt. And I was horrified because I knew he was a man of the cloth or former man of the cloth or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, well, that sort of behavior, that's just cunty. And the next thing, Stella would be there going, hello. And I'd be like, oh, my God, of all the people to arrive right when I've said the cunt word. That has been the extent of my involvement with him. I don't know about what side he's. I don't believe in sides. I just saw he was live. I clicked on him. There was a bit of music. There was some nice people in the chat. We were chatting about music and rescue dogs. And if that makes me now some sort of, I don't know, like, how does that make me even a supporter? I literally was just cooking dinner, told him I dug a few of his tunes, agreed that a bit more positivity and love would be good on YouTube. And we watched a video about a rescue dog dude who was smoking hot, I might add. And, yeah, and now if I end up being some kind of, if I'm labelled as being on a side, well, so be it. But I've been jumping into other channels that are on opposing sides for years and I've never been kicked in the clacker for it. Why is it going to happen now? I mean, I'm just a little
But
blip
it will.
at the bottom.
Sorry.
But it hasn't
Sorry,
before.
Don't you realise that at this stage where everybody is at, wherever you go, you will be noticed. You will be categorized and you will be ticked off as you show support for someone. Haven't you worked that out in the last 3 months?
It's narrow-minded and I'm being a rebel. I don't give a shit because I know it's not true.
Yeah,
if people are that narrow-minded, then that's their hello, Plumey, just arriving in the chat. If people are that narrow-minded and they decide that that's the totality of me as a human being, it's their loss.
No, they're not thinking like that, Tori. They're not thinking like that. They're just thinking that you're in someone's side chat. you're now on this person's side, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I agree.
But
And
at
that's
the
why I'm going to
moment,
make a
that's what
point of going into all of them. I will not ever chat in any YouTube channel ever when they are bitching about other creators. Never have, never will. I don't rock up and go, yeah, they're a fuckwit, because I don't feel that way. I think everyone's got something to offer on YouTube. Well, I used to. Sweet dreams, Joshy. It's Egg's bedtime. See you, Mel. Thanks for dropping in, gorgeous. Like I will never go into channels and chat where it's all about ripping other people to shreds. But if there's a channel that's just people are just hanging out and having a chat, hell yeah, I'm there with bells on. I don't give a flying flip. I'm not going to lose sleep over people deciding that I belong to a certain side.
Yeah.
I'm from a free
Yeah.
spirit, and I'll go wherever the fuck I want. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not participating in the nasty streams and all the hatred and stuff like that. If I flick a channel on and they're bitching about someone, I move on. I don't hang around. I don't want that shit in my life. I've got a beautiful little spot in a gorgeous part of the world with so much beauty around me. Why the hell would I pollute my environment with YouTube drama? It's not worth it.
Absolutely.
But if somebody who I've seen being part of conflict and then they're suddenly live and they're talking about a hobby or something they've seen on YouTube that made them laugh or something, of course I'm going to listen to that, because I want to see the good in people. I want to find out what it is about them that they've got to offer the platform. Now, I've never stumbled across anyone where I've gone, they've got absolutely nothing to offer the platform. I believe everyone's got good qualities. And if I get that refreshing moment and somebody surprises me, well, that's a happy day, because not a lot of stuff surprises me on YouTube anymore. So if someone does surprise me, I'm over the moon. It's like I do a happy dance.
How long someone has surprised you? Just a matter of curiosity, because I'm listening lately. I'm interested. How long since someone has surprised you and they put up some content that you thought, this is really great?
Well, without knowing his history and the wars that he's fighting at the moment, Stella tonight was surprising because he was playing groovy tunes, and then we all watched this Smoking Hot Dog Rescuer, and there were people in the chat that I'd never met before, but I'd seen them around. But before tonight, and I'm not saying it was like a magic moment, but it was just a moment of niceness. But what is Plumey? The other lady sounds as if she. No, it's a bad connection. So Plumey said you sound like you have your head in the toilet. No, she doesn't, Plumey. It's just a bad connection.
Oh, sorry, Plumey. Sorry, Plumey.
But in the past, creators have surprised me. And there was a time that I even gave super chats when people were extending olive branches, for example. And I was like, that's actually really good. That's the sort of shit I want to see on here. And I'd acknowledge it with a super chat. That's actually what had me kicked out of a mod squad, was super chatting someone extending an olive branch in the middle of a feud. And I was like, good on you, having a crack at finding some peace. But I still have hope. I'm optimistic. I still hope that there will be times when, I did a live a few weeks ago when I was driving to work, and all of these people that had never been to my channel before were suddenly in my chat. I nearly ran off the road. I was laughing so much. I was like, why the fuck are they all here? And obviously someone had gone into a Discord somewhere and said, jump on in. But I actually enjoyed like all these randoms. So there was a tiny bit of drama happening in the chat, but for the most part, I was just amused that all of these names that I've seen for the last 3 years suddenly ended up in my live that day for 10 or 15 minutes, whatever it was. But even that was kind of fun for me. It was like, all these people that I've chatted away with, and they've never really acknowledged me. We've never really bonded. To have them all suddenly, and I mean, it was random. There were people that came from all over the place. But yeah, there are sometimes moments, but there's also all these new channels that I'm hanging out in and watching that are doing some
Yeah.
really great shit, and they're fun, you know. But I don't want to share them with people because I'm kind of enjoying that they're sort of undiscovered territory at the moment, and what they're doing is fabulous. I will tell you one channel offline, though, because you're going to absolutely love him, Thingamajig, like love. But, you know, that I still, that's why
Yeah.
I guess we all kind of
Yeah. What?
still linger a little bit on the edges. We're, you know, we're hoping that somebody has a moment of humility, or somebody apologizes for being a turd, or somebody does go live and does something completely different to what they've done for the last 2 years, and it's entertaining and interesting. We can see you, Chair Detective Problem. You're not blocked. I agree, Crystal. Support showing up and engaging in the chat doesn't, not in their personal beliefs or behavior. Exactly. Like, why can't we just? I mean, here's a confession.
You brought up.
Here's a confession. I love The Bachelor. I love it. It's shit. It's a shit show, and I can't stop watching it. I love it. I don't agree with the premise of it. I think the premise is completely fucked up. I don't even like 75% of the people in it. I think they're all narcissistic twerps who are on there purely to become famous. But I still enjoy the show. But that doesn't mean that I also agree with the morals or lack of in the show, or the premise of it, or even the people in it. I'm not relating to them. I'm actually fascinated by them because they're the polar opposites of me and anyone in my life. And YouTube's kind of the same. So being in a chat, if people are so narrow-minded that they just think, oh, she's in their chat, she supports them. What if you poke your head into a chat and say, you're out of line, that was bullshit, you shouldn't have done that, you should apologize, and that's all you say? Are you suddenly now going to be labeled a supporter of theirs because you grew some balls and told them their behavior was crap?
No, you would be blocked.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that's sort of, I'm all for open discussion and lively debate, and I can't stand channels that block anyone who's trying to incite some sort of discussion. These sort of echo chamber channels are not my bag at all.
Everyone around here has an echo chamber. You would be blocked. If you have an opinion that doesn't agree with the channel holder, you will be blocked.
But that's when you choose your battles, right? Because sometimes, I mean, if they're going to block you, bring it on. Really, like, you know, you choose your battles. I mean, there are certain creators that I wouldn't even bother speaking up because I know I'm going to get blocked. What's the point? Or I probably don't care that much enough to even say something. But again, there are supporters sitting in that chat, and they're not realizing they're just sitting in these big fat echo chambers. They're seeing all these people getting timed out and blocked, and they're all just sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird place. YouTube is the weirdest place I've lived in.
Oh, no, YouTube is worldwide, sweetheart. And you have to realize that different channels that you go into and you start commenting on some of their stuff, it becomes worldwide. Tonight, I just got a message from Frankie Rushek Jr. because I'm on a different channel, and Martin Dehan's channel, that if you're not subscribed to him, go and subscribe to him. Anyway, Frankie Rushek sent back a message just before I came back on to your channel. And it was just like, you know, all of a sudden it's become real. My messages are out there. What I say and what I do is worldwide. What you say on this planet and on this YouTube, as a YouTube keyboard warrior, you've got to remember the people are actually listening. They're listening. They're actually, you can't say anything positive. Well, that's on you. If you're only out here to say something negative or to downgrade another person, that's up to you. That's not me. I don't do it. Never will. I don't want to be part of that. I just don't want to be part of anyone just taking down another person, creator, anyone. Never have.
Well,
But
it's not even, but we don't even know the totality of people anyway. So, I'm very mindful that everyone just gets a fraction of people on YouTube. So, I mean, yeah, these sort of never ending day after day, week after week, month after month, it just drags on and on and on with the same people dragging the same people. It's like you're dragging a persona that they've put on YouTube that may not even be anything like them in their real lives. And if it is, that is what they're like in their real lives, there's also a heap more to them in their real lives that nobody knows about. So it seems like a huge waste of time to be critiquing people that you don't even really know, that you certainly don't know the half of. You probably don't even know 5% of.
that's
It's wasted
exactly
air.
right.
It's wasted air.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's
Wasted.
sad that 3 years to the day since Shanann and the girls and baby Nico were murdered, and the very case that brought so many of us together, that YouTube hasn't blossomed and grown. It's deteriorated into a swamp. And there's a swamp in Tassie that Thingamajig would know about as well, called Dismal Swamp. And to me, it's kind of what YouTube has become, at least that community that we all first gathered in and then started spreading our wings and moving around to other little communities that were sort of connected as well. It's just a big fat dismal swamp. Dismal Swamp,
Yes.
by the way, is
Yes.
a very beautiful part of the state, and you can go down these huge clear plastic slides over treetops. just a disclaimer, defending Tasmania, Dismal Swamp is actually pretty amazing. But the YouTube
It's
that is
fun.
Dismal, it is fun. It is fun. But yeah, I won't leave YouTube. I think out of all the social media platforms, it's the one that has the most diversity, and you can learn great things. You can listen to great music. You can watch funny videos. You can go into lives and connect with people. Like, I think it has so much to offer. I can't see myself, like I'll be on YouTube till the day it literally does implode, the whole platform, not just those random communities we mingle in. I still love it. Like, I like having it on while I'm,
Really?
yeah, I like listen. I've learned so
Oh.
much. I learned how to adjust the pressure on my hydronic heating by watching a YouTube video. I've learned how to do so much stuff. And I tell you what, being able to adjust the pressure on hydronic heating, I'm proud of myself for that achievement. So yeah, YouTube's taught me stuff.
YouTube's lovely. Some of the communities I'm in at the moment, I could leave tomorrow, and I did.
Oh, good,
I
yeah, but that's
did.
just
I
it.
left for
People
a couple
can.
of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah,
People can
I
leave.
left
I mean,
for a couple of weeks.
I'm still torn by do I want to see how this ends, or am I happy to close the book without reading the final chapter? It's a constant conflict, which is why the little clip channels that just provide a snippet of what's going on is more than enough. Like, you don't actually have to hear much on YouTube to get up to speed on what's been going on. But I can't. I'm conflicted. Like, some days I'm like, I'm just shutting the door on the lot of you. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just hanging out for that moment of love and kindness from someone, from the person you'd least expect, I guess. I'm just wanting someone to surprise me.
Oh,
If we lived in the same area, I could picture you coming to my house right now, knocking on my door and smacking me on the bum and say, Tori, stop it. You're never going to see love from a YouTuber. Like, I can feel you just rocking up and like smacking me on the ass right now and going, no, not going to happen. The way you laughed at me just then with my ridiculous optimism. So why do you stick around, Thingamajig?
Yeah.
Because I'm sticking around believing that one day someone is going to surprise me. Why are you still on the periphery?
Okay, that's a really good question, Tori. The reason I stick around is because I have met on this platform some absolutely amazing people. And by meeting those amazing people, I'm still here today. But in saying that, I can also go off for a couple of weeks because it just gets so toxic. And I think to myself, wash, rinse, repeat. It's just too much. I don't want to listen to any negativity. I just can't handle it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I'll
It's
listen to it for half an hour. I'll get from the clip channels, I'll get half an hour's worth of okay, this is what's happened. And then other days you're like cleaning bathrooms, cleaning toilets, cleaning, whatever you're doing, and you just listen to a channel and you think, oh my God, I just can't do this anymore. But I think it's a certain what is it? It might be a certain drug, a certain addiction, there's definitely something that keeps you click on every day and you listen to keep up with what's going on.
exactly.
Yeah. So when you've been away for
well, nothing changes. You disappear for a week or two and come back and it's still the same shit. Like it doesn't take very long. It's like The Bold and the Beautiful. You know how I used to love The Bold and the Beautiful when I was at uni, and then I don't know, at some point I stopped watching it. And then years later, I was at a friend's house and it was on. And I'm like, oh my God, I know exactly what's still going on in this show. And I haven't watched it for 4 years. And none of the people in it had aged. And I like having my little breaks from the tubes too. But I do have a handy tip for everyone. Put on the YouTube creator that shits you the most and you'll clean your toilet and bathroom in like record time. YouTube has accelerated my cleaning. I was already a very efficient and proficient cleaner, but holy shit, if you've got a domestic task to do that you don't enjoy, like ironing, I mean, I don't own an iron, I don't buy anything that needs ironing, but if there's a job you don't like, whack on YouTube and put on someone who really pisses you off and you will be amazed at how quickly you get the job done. Unbelievable. That's my tip tonight. If that's all anyone gets out of this live tonight is listen to the YouTuber who shits you the most while you're cleaning the loo and you'll have a sparkling bowl in under 4 minutes. Then my job here is done. If that's my offering to the YouTube community tonight, now that I've got a target on my back because I enjoyed listening to Stella playing some groovy tunes earlier and had the the balls to dare comment within his chat. Isn't it stupid though? Like, it reminds me of when we were at school and every school had an enemy school. Like, there was one school that your school had to absolutely hate and you'd want to beat them at hockey. YouTube's like that. It's kind of like that high school. Oh, she was over in the collegiate channel. And they're the enemy. So now we've got to beat the shit out of her after school. You know what I mean? It's so childish.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
silence.
I went on mute.
I was wondering if that was an extra long dramatic pause.
No, I went on mute because my husband was talking to me. So I just put it on mute. Sorry.
Oh, that's very respectful of your husband. Shine On, hello. Shine On says, what the fuck did I come in on? Me talking about cleaning the toilet rapidly, listening to a YouTuber you don't like. See, I used to listen to heaps of podcasts, but podcasts that I followed really required concentration and focus. Like, you couldn't kind of be doing, like, I listened to a lot of true crime kind of podcasts, and you wanted to listen to everything. And they're great for, like, when you're driving in the car, and I still listen to them in the car. But YouTube, I can have that playing while I'm just doing, stuff around the house, or if I'm cleaning down under the house or having a little fire pot. Like, I can just have them on like a radio, I guess. I don't spend a lot of time actually sitting at my computer when YouTube is on. Like, I'm not at my computer. I'm, typing away in chats. I just have it on and I listen. If somebody says something and I think of a funny little one-liner, I'll race over and type it in. But I'm not really that kind of sitting at my computer all day person. Even going live, I find it's a lot of time sitting at a computer. Like, I want to, do other things. I'm not good at just sitting looking at a screen. Like, if I'm watching TV, I'll do something else as well. I don't just sit and watch TV. Like, I'll be cooking while I'm watching it, or I'll be cleaning up the table, or, I'll be doing something. I don't really sit and look at screens a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
but then when I find
I can understand.
I'll comment in a chat and I'll comment in Stella's, and now I am Satan. And like I said, the only involvement I've had with him is he came into my channel a couple of times. He was very polite, but both times when he arrived, I'd literally just said the cunt word, and I was horrified.
I have no problem with Stella. Stella is a lovely man. Don't get me wrong. Stella is a lovely man. And he has got lots of beautiful sayings, and he goes into lots of different chats and says in the chat he will type some of the most beautiful statements that you will ever actually read. As far as I'm concerned, Stella is a lovely man. He's never done anything wrong to me. I am an Australian, and I think we have a little bit of a distance from all this stuff that happens over on the other side of the world in America, unfortunately. And some people, you either like Stella or you really don't. But Stella and I have no conflict with Stella. I think he's a lovely gentleman. Gentleman. Notice I've said gentleman about 3 or 4 times now. I think he is a soul that is probably misunderstood by a lot of people. Not that I'm religious. God, oh God damn, no, I'm not religious. But he just seems to be a beautiful soul. That's all I'm
And
going
this
to
is the
say.
thing. This is the thing. I'm looking for the beautiful part of the soul of everyone I encounter on the YouTubes, whether they're in a chat as a sub or whether they're a creator or a guest up on panel. I'm always looking for the part of their soul that is beautiful. Now,
Good.
I haven't succeeded as much as I
Okay.
would like to, but when I do witness a moment, even if I just file it away for my own recollection and go, there you go, there's that cute thing about them or that nice thing about them. But that's how I live my life too. I always try to find the good in people. That's just how I live. And I'm probably
Yep.
way too idealistic and way too optimistic for the YouTube world. But when it happens, and it might be the tiniest little thing, it does make me feel really good. And I guess that's why I do dip my toes back in and out every now and then and keep a bit of an eye on it, because I do like that surprise. But I do think every person has got,
Yep.
I mean, I guess part of being a criminal lawyer is you have to see the good in your client. Like, you can't give your client the best legal representation if you sit opposite them the first time you meet them and just think they're a piece of shit. You've got to find the good in them. And I guess I'm the same with YouTube. Like, everyone has got something good in them. It may not be anything amazing. It may not be anything massive. Well, actually, no, I disagree. Not everyone. I think there are some people that are pure scum, but I'm talking like Chris Watts.
You kind of said one thing and then you're going back on it. Okay.
No, I just was making a Chris Watts reference because of the date. But, you know, like,
Yeah.
I had to for my clients. I had to find the good in them to be able to represent them well, and I had to get to know them and find something. And I don't know. I live my life that way with people I encounter every day in the real world. So I don't see how I approach people on YouTube would be any different. But when I said I think everyone's got some good in them, the two people that came to mind straight away were Chris Watts and Hitler. So, you know, that's why I kind of did that little disclaimer at the end. Some people are just evil. They are. Some people are just pure evil.
Okay.
But
Maybe you should cut that little bit out. Just cut that little bit out, Tori. Chris Watt, good statement on YouTube.
hey, cut what bit? Cut what bit out?
Yeah. I cut out Chris Watts and Hitler in the last statement. It
Why?
just kind of does it well, because if you're relating everything back to Chris Watts and Hitler, that's pretty grim. Pretty grim.
No, that was I used their names in terms of people that I would struggle to find goodness in them. But you know, their mothers saw good in them.
Yes, they probably
You know what I mean?
did.
Like,
everybody
I just meant there are some that you can struggle with, but you know, I'm not so ridiculous that I can automatically see good in people, but I do try to find the good in people. But there are some people like Watts or Hitler that I just wouldn't bother. It's a waste of my time. But your average YouTuber, even your mouthy, stupid fuckwits who say the most reprehensible things, I still hold out hope that they will do or say something that I see that there is good in them. That's my point.
Unfortunately for you, I and probably all your subs and all the subs that are part of some of these creators, they haven't got a good bone in their body. And the more I watch them, and this is the worst part about it. The more I watch, the more I can't stand some of these people. And, like 18 months ago, I thought they were okay. 12 months ago, I was thinking, oh, yeah, okay, really not quite sure. Do I like you? And then you get to within 6 months and 3 months now, and I think, I don't like any of you. I'm thinking it's just me. I'm thinking, is
No.
it just me, or is it, am I just
No, I don't
going
think
crazy?
No, I don't think you're alone at all. But I agree that what I see of these people on YouTube isn't likable, but I also don't think it's the totality of them, which is why I hang out hope for a brief moment of humanity. Now, I might end up like, you might sit down with me in 5 years' time and go, I told you so. They're all shit. And I might say, yeah, you were right. But I still hang out. I still hold on to that tiny little bit of hope that there'll be a moment that I go, wow, there you go. There it is right there. That's the moment when I see humanity in that person or something likable about them. Because I just don't think that we are all presenting 100% of ourselves when we're on YouTube. No, for me, I am pretty transparent with who I am, but there's aspects of my life that I also keep very private for a reason. So in terms of the personality I present, you guys get me. That you get the real me. But there are aspects of my life that I keep to myself. Huge amounts of my life. But I still think
Absolutely. And
still believe that someone may surprise me one day, and when they do, oh, happy day. For me, at least. But I agree with you.
You keep your life personal.
But there are people on YouTube that I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. So I do agree with you to an extent. Like there are some people that you just go, I've given you 3 years and you haven't shown me a thing. So you are now in the I won't piss on you if you're on fire group. And I just don't go to those channels.
Yeah.
I unsubscribed to so many channels. If it wasn't for the little clippies, I'm upset though. I was in a couple of Hartley's videos and they're gone. See, maybe I have been seen in a chat somewhere and they've decided I was so excited to make a couple of Hartleys, but
you made
they gone.
Hartley, did you?
Well, I made two Hartleys, and then they are no more. They've gone from the channel.
Why are they gone?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, I kind of liked that Hartley was putting up people just having a bit of fun and doing silly shit. And I was pretty stoked that I think I was in that category as well.
Yeah.
But they gone.
Oh well.
For a fleeting moment, this little girl in Tasmania was pretty excited that her tiny little channel did something interesting enough to make it onto a Hartley. But yeah, I got erased.
Never mind, sweetheart. You might.
Hello, Verika.
You might be.
I know she went in trouble for the claymation.
You might be mentioned.
Sorry. I saw Verika's comment
tomorrow on someone bigger and better. yeah, I think she might have got in trouble because she might have been using, I don't know,
Yeah, the claymation. There's
claymation program.
yeah, Veruca, who's just arrived. G'day, Veruca.
Yeah.
Just said, yeah, she did get in trouble, but she's uploaded all the ones that were blocked because of it, except for mine. It's okay. I was a Harley for a millisecond, and that made my day both times. I was stoked. And no one can take that memory from me.
A little Tassie girl got recognized.
I know, in the bottom of the world. I mean, I sounded batshit crazy, so it's probably a good thing they've gone, but it still made me feel good that obviously I'd made somebody laugh enough that it was worth making it up there, even for a fleeting moment. Hello, Coach Clearfloss. Fake bee sting. What does that mean? I'm allergic to bees. Have you come here to kill me with your fake bee sting? Are you allergic to anything, Thingamajig?
Wonderful. Okay, Tori, I'm going to bed, sweetheart.
Well, Scheitzenhausen, it's 12:32 a.m.
I don't know what the time is.
12:30 a.m. Look at us rages on a Friday night.
Wow.
I'm getting my first Pfizer shot tomorrow night. I decided to go live because tomorrow night, when people are living...
I've just been in hospital for the last week and a half because lots of things.
Oh, shit. Are you okay now, though? Oh, no, she's cut out, and I don't know...
No,
I hope you're okay.
I think everything's going... I think everything's going haywire at the moment. I think my YouTube's playing up again.
Yeah, it is. You've cut in and out because you mentioned hospital, and I was like, holy shit, I hope you're okay, and then it went silent. Did you go to hospital because of your Pfizer shot?
No. It was...
You don't have to say why, but are you better?
No, it was all to do with a spider bite.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I've been in and out of hospital for the last week. I've now got district nurses taking care of me, so it's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, my God. Was it a white tip?
I don't know.
You poor thing. That's horrible.
But, it's no, it's all to do with a spider bite, and I've had surgery and antibiotics, and then allergic reaction to antibiotics, and unfortunately, I've now got the size of the top of a can, a Coke can. So imagine the top of a Coke can, a lesion on my leg that's not healing because of the spider bite.
I don't know if this is going to cheer you up or not. Spider bite does whatever a spider bite does. Oh, you poor thing. Well, I hope you're better soon.
Oh, yeah, no, I do. They've told me, 6 to 8 weeks for it to heal. So I'm on my first week, so we'll see how many weeks.
Oh, well, I hope you...
I got lots of photos.
Speed. I hope you have a speedy recovery. That's scary.
Yeah, it's all to do with spiders. I hate spiders. I now hate spiders. I never had a problem with a spider.
Now I didn't have to go to... Yeah, well, shit. I mean, you've ended up in bloody hospital and had an operation. I mean, that's horrific.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're out of hospital, and I hope you have a speedy speedy recovery. Actually, I just
you.
mentioned I was getting my first. I'll let you go, Thingamajig, because you said you wanted to bail, but I've noticed there's a
Yeah.
comment about I'm only just now vaxing, and I do want to respond to that comment because people
Yeah.
don't know the story about vaxing in Australia, probably.
As in a vaccination for COVID.
Yeah, so you don't know me, just said just now vaxing. I got J&J, Johnson & Johnson last May. Well, the Australian, I'm going to do this really quickly. The Australian federal government rollout of the vaccinations in Australia has been woeful. But in addition to that, I was originally in the AstraZeneca group and I was booked in for a clinic. Then a government directive came out that people under the age of 60 had to get Pfizer, not AZ. So I got booted from that clinic. And then I went to South Australia for work a few weeks ago. And while I was there, they had a COVID outbreak. And I ended up coming home and having to self-isolate. And I got bumped from that Pfizer clinic because I was in self-isolation. And now I'm booked in for my first shot tomorrow night because I'm a rager. And at 6:38 p.m. tomorrow night on a Saturday night, I'm going to be in a fucking clinic getting my first vax. That's the story.
Tori, what are you going to have? Are you going to have the Pfizer?
Yes.
Are you going to have the Pfizer?
Yes, I'm getting the Pfizer.
I can't get my Pfizer until the 29th of September because I've had antibiotics for the last couple of weeks because of this spider bite. I had to stop my appointment, right? So I stopped my initial appointment to have my vaccination, and they wouldn't vaccinate me because I was having IV antibiotics and I was in hospital in and out. So now I can't get my next Pfizer until the
September.
29th of September.
No, well, look, it's still not that far away, but I just wanted to say to you, you don't. Yeah, but to you don't know me. I just wanted, she said better late than never. But I think also people need to understand that Thingamajig and I both live on an island that, apart from a fuckface who somehow managed to get here from Sydney a few weeks ago and tested positive returning home, we hadn't had COVID on this island for over a year. So we weren't, with the vaccination rollout, Tasmania was not considered a priority because we had no COVID here.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why we're getting them now. But that's kind of explains it. Oh God, Coach Clearfloss wants theories on the Beaumont children, and maybe another time, Coach Clearfloss. That's pretty heavy. I do have a theory about the Beaumont children, but we'll do that another time. But thank you so much, Thingamajig, for jumping up. And I think we're all on the same page. Like, the stuff that's happened in the last 24, 48 hours is despicable. It's not the first despicable thing that we have all witnessed, but I just keep wondering, can it get any worse? And I think surely not. And then bang, it does.
Yep. And it will continue. Unfortunately, 12 months ago, it never got to this stage. Now, because everything's monetized, they need to give you that little bit extra.
And you're so right.
That's just my theory. You can take it.
I think it's spot on.
Take it. You can leave it. Yeah, you can take it. You can leave it. I don't really care. It doesn't worry me. I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time.
Woohoo!
So, yeah. So
Tasmanians, could you get any more laid back than us? We're like, yeah, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Hello, the cat.
I'm just floating. I'm just going through the stages. I'm here for a short time, maybe. If I'm still here in 12 months, it'll be a miracle because this place is shit house.
Well, come and play with me and some other communities that I'm discovering that there's a lot of fun stuff happening. Like I will still be on YouTube in 12 months time. I just won't be anywhere, and I'm already not anywhere near the channels that are just spiraling down that translucent slide into the bowels of dismal swamp.
Oh, Tori, at this stage, they are so negative. If you wanted to click on to your, recommended, you'd be thinking, oh, no, click, 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 click. Oh, a cooking channel. Oh, yeah, I'll listen to that. Oh, an art channel. I'll listen to that. But at the moment, these people are so negative, so hateful, so vindictive. Why do you want to listen to it? Wash, rinse, repeat.
Well, no, I think it's wash, rinse, flush it down the drain. Like I don't think I mean I don't know why people watch it, but I like I said, there's that curiosity and there's that clip channel opportunity to get updated on stuff, but it still doesn't mean I'm not horrified by what I'm hearing and seeing. It's fucking horrific. I just hope that the people who it is disgusting. I just hope the people that do hang out in those chats and those 6-hour lives have other outlets in their lives that bring them a lot of joy and positivity, and they're not sort of logging off YouTube and then walking around with a massive black cloud over their heads till the next time somebody goes live. Like that's what bothers me, is that there are people that is their entire source of entertainment and contact with the outside world, and it's just so negative. And and I also feel like, how do these creators feel when they finish these lives? Do they get off the lives and go, fuck, that was great, I was amazing? Or do they look at themselves in the mirror and go, you're embarrassing?
You've brought up a couple of really, really good points. The first point was when you said there is all these subs sitting in these streams, right? And they're in there for hours on end. And as you would know, Tori, we kind of get these as uploads because they go live when we are busy.
Asleep or at work.
Yeah, or asleep or work. Yeah, absolutely. Right? So we get to, if we want to watch them, we watch them as a reload. And I can go into streams and I mightn't even look at it, this screen for ages. I might be listening while I'm doing something else. And then you look at the chat and you will see the same people, and then you go on to the next one because something happened and they said something about someone. So you think, oh, okay, I'll check out that while I'm doing the washing or I'm gardening or whatever. And you might just look at the chat again and you'll see the same people. So you said an absolutely brilliant thing. Some people, unfortunately, are probably haven't got anything else in their life because of medical reasons, because of health reasons, because of social reasons, because of COVID, because of all these, 101 conglomerates that I could say. And they are in those streams and it's the same people. And I just think to myself, oh my God, this is your world. This is your life. This is your YouTube existence. And yes, that's what happens, Tori. Some people only have this as their existence. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that this is their social existence. And if
Yeah.
this is their social existence, I hope that they can start to put something positive out there instead of negative.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, darling, I've got to go to bed.
Me too. This is
Yeah.
like crazy late.
Crazy late.
Sonny's been snoring her head off behind me on the armchair for about
Oh,
the
good.
last 3 hours. Bless her.
I've been going to bed at 8 o'clock lately because of this spider bite, but I've been going to bed at 8 o'clock, and this is my first late night.
Mine
anyway.
too. I especially like because I mean my dental surgery yesterday was minor compared to what you've been through, but yeah, I was tucked up in bed at 8:30, and the problem with me though is like I sleep for 5.5, 6 hours maximum. So the earlier I go to bed, I end up being wide awake at like 3 in the morning a lot. So I'm curious to see if now at like nearly 1 a.m. whether I'm going to sleep in or whether I'll be wide awake at 6 a.m. Like it's but I couldn't sleep. I think I needed to have this chat. I feel so much better for not just sitting there going, do I comment or don't I? So thank you, Thingamajig. It was good to have a chat about what's been going down on the tubes, because I think we're all affected by it, and not enough people have an opportunity to talk about it without it becoming another slagging match. Like it's nice to just be able to talk about how it's making people feel without actually calling anyone names or screaming about anyone in particular.
Thank you, Tori. You're gorgeous, darling. You have a great little channel. So I love coming up on your little channel.
I love having you up here too.
Your big channel. Your big channel. It's getting bigger by the day. So your bigger channel.
Well, not really. It's been I've been sitting on the same number of subs for about 3 months, but thank you, darling. Have a beautiful weekend, and I hope your recovery continues from the spider bite. Love you, girl. Thanks for jumping up.
Okay. Goodbye to everyone in the side chat.
They're all saying thank you. They're saying thank you, and it was a wonderful live.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
See you soon, gorgeous.
I didn't see you.
Oh, there you go. That was thank you so much to Thingamajig too. Like, especially she's just got out of hospital. That was a pretty momentous effort. So thank you. Thank you too to everyone that has popped in and out of chat. It's been an interesting one. I think it feels good sometimes for us to just get things off our chest. Can I do Van Diemen's Land, Tori? What do you mean, Groover? Yeah, like we're all part of this community and we all see things. We are all affected by things. Sometimes we're touched by things. Sometimes we learn things. A lot of the time we're horrified by what we see. And I think it's nice to be able to talk about it without resorting to the lows that other creators go to and make it very personal and just attack people. Like, I do think this platform has many amazing opportunities for people if they want to grab them. And I'm saddened that the communities that sort of brought us all together at the start are just spiraling. But I also think, that people create their own realities, and I don't feel sorry for people that have let it go down that road because they had an opportunity at some point to wake up and say, this is bullshit and I don't want to be this person, and stop it. But when you throw things like money and numbers and people rocking up and joining up as members and all of that sort of stuff into the mix, it's a completely different beast. I'd love you to come to Tassie Melbarrow party bus as long as we're all in bed by 8:30 p.m. So thank you everyone who popped in, and there's been some great stuff happening in chat. Thank you for that. I didn't get to highlight as many comments or take the conversation down those roads because it was lovely having Thingamajig up and for us to just have a good old chat about what we've all seen on YouTube. I think there is a lot to celebrate on this platform as well. And if people do hear of or see any golden moments or good things that happen on YouTube that restore their faith in this platform, let me know. And we can all have a little happy dance together. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Scouting Choir always provides the perfect sign-off for me. And love and blessings as well from Jamie. Take care, everyone. Oh, you think I'm with the bee's knees? It's funny because I'm allergic to bees, but I do love them. So, yeah, look out for those little pockets of gold on YouTube because they are out there. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. And until next time, take care and stay groovy, everyone. Nighty-night.